because I saw your bio and I'm like, oh my God, my English is not good enough to read that. So I want you to give me like 1 or 2 sentences of your bio, something that represents you, so people hear, and please give your name. And if you can also plug in your Instagram, website, anything that you have going on.
Oh, great! I get to go first. My name is Chris Curry. I am the co-director.
Writer.
Neither one?
Yeah, writer. Yes, exactly. Writer. What was that? So, what can I tell you aside from the fact that
A little bit about you.
Oh, I'm a child actor that is not messed up. In my mind, anyway. And I've been doing this for pretty much most of my life, since for 8 years out of my parents' womb. And thank you, parents. Yeah, I don't know what else to say aside from the fact that I feel that right now and here today, without getting emotional, is a bit of a blessing. I'm gonna pass it to you before I get emotional. Okay, there you go.
You might have to put it around this way. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, because you're gonna strangle me. And that won't be fun.
We certainly wouldn't want that.
Yeah, no.
Wait.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Warren McCauley. I played Brian in the film, and I'm an actor, theater trained actor. Just finished doing a couple plays up this year in Sudbury, and another one in Orangeville. So love doing film. Really happy to be a part of this. Really enjoyed the process. Really enjoyed the film, and that's a little bit about me. I'm not on Instagram. I don't have social media. Best decision I ever made.
By the way, I'm Chris Curry official.
Yeah.
Just in case you want to.
Thank you guys for having me here. My name is Hugo. I'm based out of Toronto. I was an actor in the film you just watched. I played Mark Wilson in the film, and I'm happy to be a part of it with a great cast, great crew. I'm looking forward to what's next, for sure.
My name is Caleb Oliveri, co-director. I am also a writer-director. For this, it was co-directing with Chris, which was a phenomenal experience to have, and I DOP'd it, and I think it kind of explains mostly what I do, and what I want to do, and keep it a little bit more of a mystery. My Instagram is caleb.danteolivieri. It's a long one, but it'll be up.
But it's worth adding, though. By the way, okay.
Thank you. That's going to be a fun one with that one. Thank you for your patience. Okay, so we're going to start with a question about decision made during the film. When I watched the film, one thing that really jumped was the use of close-up during emotional scenes, I myself, when I want to do a film and there's a big dramatic scene, I like to do a big close-up on the eyes. And I don't know which one of you wants to answer on that. The decision that everything that it becomes very tense, we had close-up. At the beginning, we didn't even have close-up because it was light, but as soon that it was intense, I really liked the close-up on your eyes. So who wants to talk about that?
I can answer that in the sense that I think that that's a DOP decision, I do believe. And
a little bit of both.
A little bit of both. And
Do you need this for me? I can project if it's okay, or is this like a
It's
recording
just because we're live.
Oh,
we're like,
Sorry, my love.
For me, it was a DOP choice, but also as a co-director. In the beginning, it's very colorful, it's very open, he's with his roommate, he feels safe. But the moment he is taken out of that situation and uncomfortable, we get real tight with him to kind of give a little bit of a claustrophobic feel, which kind of helps. And I'm all about eyes as a visual artist. And he's got wonderful eyes, so it did help that, like, from that nice transition of him on the ground to being into the car, to me kind of solidifies this feeling of you're in the unfamiliar world, and that's why I like to keep that nice and tight. And then even when he gets back from his place to his place, color is a little bit more desaturated now. He's no longer colorful. There's no more colors of green or anything. It's all a little bit more gray. That was just the idea that experience has now forever changed it. So that's where it came from for me.
Good. Someone else wants to talk about that, or? Another question I had, again, based on the movie, it's once the cops let him go from the car, the decision to walk back, it really is like when you know that the enemy is here and you don't want to turn your back on your enemy. I want to know, was it an actor decision? Was it a director decision? How did it come about? I know.
It's a good question, right?
I can answer, but you
Yeah,
also have your answer.
I think that's basically an actor choice in that moment. I think that we, as directors and creatives who get in the framework and they work within that. For me as the writer, I just sort of like wanted to be able to have sort of like, okay, how do you feel in this moment? And then be able to give Ugo sort of like, what would you do and are we able to film that? And I think that the film is called Black Man Wanted, so sort of like, okay, well, how do you feel in that moment of the cops letting you go? And how are we able to frame that and be able to film that so that the public can actually understand what you're going through? Because we've all seen injustice, right? So we've all seen it. So sort of like, how can that actually be told by just in a moment? It's your story.
It's a story.
Yeah. Want to answer that? Ugo?
Someone else wants to talk about that?
I mean, I remember in that moment, choice was almost like you're uncertain. You know, you feel like you're free in that moment, but you're still unsure of how free you were. You were just handcuffed in the car, a police vehicle, and now you have that choice to go back to where you feel safe, but you still feel uncertain, and that's kind of like where that came from. Where it's like, and with the help of Caleb and Chris, they were able to like put me in that mindset, that mind frame of just being almost, you're free. Like, are you really free in that mindset? So it really helped with making that decision.
Yeah, I mean, I guess more for blocking wise, the idea that never showing the police officer's face necessarily, because I have a few friends who
That
talked
was my
about
next
asking about that
question.
often, about trying to get coverage of them, and that was the one thing that when Chris sent me the script, I started asking him, like, if we do this, there's real footage of this happening. I don't know if we can contribute anything as a narrative unless it was a documentary. But then that's when it kind of came to both of us to decide, like, why don't we try to keep it in his perspective? So the same thing with the over shoulder of the officer and him walking backwards, to me was very important because it's a trust thing. Someone who took you away, and so I would not want to walk away with my back to them until I knew that I was in a safer position, because for all I know, they're going to think of some other reason to maybe want me to come back. I don't know what that would be, but yeah, that was it for me.
So I have a question now for the actors, and then after that I'm gonna have some writing questions, but for both of the actors, and we're gonna start with Ugo and then for you as well. How was it to play in a script that is so tense, especially right now? We know the climate of the political climate right now that we have in the States. And even though it's happening in the States, we really feel it all over the world, how it's becoming more right wings. How was it for you and for you as well? Because it's very intense. I love the story, but it's still very intense. It's not like you're making this movie in 2015 where things were more, I feel, lighter. But now with this situation, I really want to know. I don't know who wants to answer first.
Sure.
And please say your name before so we remember your name.
Again, my name is Warren, and I played Brian, the roommate. Yeah, I mean, I think those things are happening here as well too. You know, like things are very tense politically in the States, but we are tied, you know, to what's happening there as well. So I think the story is can be just as relevant here as it is in the States. And I think my role in this was to be, I mean, Brian they're roommates. They're very close. There's obviously a closeness, you know, a love between these guys, and I think that just showing that this kind of injustice can happen so quickly, and to anybody, you know. And so I think that my part in that was just to show the kind of quick pivot of how their relationship has changed in the span of these 5 minutes, right?
It's like you were safe before,
Yeah.
and you're not safe anymore.
Yeah.
And we see the connection with you guys at the beginning and the connection with you guys at the end. It's like he went from 10 years more. You know, it's like something happened and it changed and even you you looked at him in a way where you felt that it changed, and we saw that.
Yeah. So I think that was kind of my part to play, you know, as a as kind of that sort of love and support for Ugo's character, so that we can see how much the relationship has changed and so quickly. So yeah.
Yeah, my name is Ugo. Once again, I just wanted to add on to what Warren just mentioned. It's just more so about showing the lens of injustice, which Caleb and Chris were able to capture in those moments of how certain things you take for granted. Like, you know, you start off casual day, you know, going about his day, then a wrong turn, wrong stereotype led to one thing to another, and it can happen to anyone. It's just something I believe we wanted to show that it happens to a lot more people than we feel we know, right? So it was a good way to spread that message in that way.
My next question is, what inspired you to write that story?
I guess that's to me.
I am staring at you.
I know, you're
baby.
staring at me. How much time do we have? No, I think that the pandemic was happening. We were all, basically the whole world was really still. And I think I was seeing the whole George Floyd thing, and I thought, and I remember one day, I don't know why I'm trying to not emotional person, but the thing is that I remember watching sort of like, I'm watching a snuff film every day on TV.
It's okay, let it go, my brother. Get emotional.
No,
It's good shit.
I'm
Get
watching a
emotional.
snuff day every day on TV of the injustice that black men go through, but this would not happen if it was a white person. So, how can I capture that? I'm an artist, I'm a writer, I wanna write it down. They say write about what you know, that's the first thing they say about writing, write about what you know. And I wrote something that I thought to myself, this is an injustice, because I don't believe a lot of cultures raise their kids where you teach a black man sort of like, take your hands out of the pocket, don't look at someone too much, you know, give your ID, whatever it is. So I wrote a story, and how the story was created actually is from a short story, was that I walked down the street after all the things that I said, and I saw 3 other black guys who I've only seen in passing in my neighborhood, and we all stopped on the corner, and we looked at each other, and it was just sort of like, you know, I know, we know, that people are either scared of us
Yes,
right now, or they are actually overcompensating.
yes.
And so to me, I thought, okay, I'm inspired. I'm gonna write a story about this because it's the truth, my truth. It's our truth, and that's it. Wrote a short story, and he's not here tonight. Mihaly Zabado said, I love your short story. Hungarian director, you should actually turn this into a screenplay. And then one thing led to another, and that's how it became a reality. So for me, that's where it came from. So they always say you have to write about truth, because the audience knows when you're lying to them,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
They do. We see
Exactly.
Marvel movies, we see all the other stuff there too, right? Caleb and I are not about the whole Marvel stuff they do, we're about telling the truth. We're about saying something, having something to say,
Yeah.
right? So that to me is sort of like important to me, and that's
Yeah.
what drew me to working with Caleb and
Wow.
Wow, and let's clap to this. My last question, because we have to open up the question to the audience, but my last question, and we're gonna have to pass the mic without strangling anyone. I'm just saying that to make people laugh, because we need to go back to light feeling.
Okay.
What's next for you? Because you guys, it's like lots of experience here. So what's next? What's your next project? Because I know this is not your last one, and I know we are all excited to see what's coming next for you, especially as great actors or directors or writers. So we want to know. Oops.
Thank you for that question. My next project, which I'm so happy to announce, and anyone can talk to me about it afterwards too, by the way, is a project I'm working with Caleb, who's like my partner in crime, is called Sleeper City. It's a horror thriller. How else would you describe it?
Crime horror, psychological horror.
Psychological horror. And I describe it as a little bit of a sexy horror. But that's just me. That's all I'm going to say about that. And developing that because his first film, Fear Noir, which is great, which is, by the way, on Amazon right now. You can check it out if you want to check it out. And so that is my next project, and I'm very passionate about that. And I'm one of the people that actually focuses on one thing at a time, although it's a thing for me, as you know.
It's like, no.
Yeah, and yeah, basically that's it.
I don't know that I have anything lined up right now. I mean, I'm from New Brunswick. I'm from the East Coast, and I'm hoping to maybe do a little bit more work there. Maybe some film, maybe some theater. You know, whatever presents itself. So I'm down
He's
for it.
open and ready. You can hire him.
You can hire him.
You can
Actor for hire.
Yes. And he's a great actor, as you could see.
Thank you. Thank you.
For me, I'm just looking forward to the next things. Looking to build off this momentum. I'm just excited for what's to come.
As what Chris said, Sleeper City that we're working on, something I wrote and am planning on directing. We are currently in the process of fundraising. We've applied to a couple of applications or some funding to get some grants. I'm going to do a little add-on, because even though he does focus on one thing, but as a writer, right now he's producing with me, but as a writer he is working on the full feature of Black Men Wanted. It will be a
Oh yes, I forgot. Hold on.
but he will
always
be
tired.
giving
That's why.
himself some time to do the full story, and I'm looking forward to reading that and going forward with that as well.
So this is exciting. So we're gonna open up for the audience question, and I can see people are ready. Okay, so
Yeah, my question is for Caleb and Warren. Since you guys aren't black men, I want to know how it personally. You can't hear me? I'm pretty loud. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Question is for Caleb and Warren. Since you guys are not black men, I want to know how working on a film where the narrative isn't something that you personally experienced personally impacted you.
great question.
Great question. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that is a great question. I think sort of what I was hinting at before is that I saw this as an opportunity for me to really just be of service in telling this story, because, like you said, it's not something that's going to impact me, or that I will necessarily, not something that I feel like could happen to me, I suppose. So really focusing on what I consider to be important, which is Brian's story and the story and everything that Chris talked to me about, which he shared with everybody here as well. So just recognizing the opportunity, I think that I had to just, like I said, be of service, and I felt like my role in this was to convey the connection that these guys have, so that we can see how that is changed by the experience that Ugo's character has. And so that's what I tried to do to the best of my ability.
Awesome question. Chris came to me when with this, and I also asked him the same question, why me? One of his discussions was this is a every person story that again kind of what you said in terms of being of service as an ally, but also these videos that I've also watched hit me hard because I'm seeing that injustice. So it's not me thinking about what this color of their skin. Watching these videos, it's something is completely off that's throwing me off emotionally, and something that Chris said that hit me was like you don't need it to be personally to hit you to understand what's going on. We don't need it to be our skin to know that what is happening is wrong. It's very visually in front of you, so that struck and that held on. I held on to that while we were shooting that.
So would you say, sorry, follow up quick, so
Yes.
just yes or no, it's probably gonna be a yes, but would you say that this film kind of it empowered you to sort of use your privilege to acknowledge
Yes.
the
Yes.
younger,
Yeah.
I just want to get that word out there.
Thank you very much. I wanted to share an observation and I wanted to ask a question. Is it Ugo or Hugo? Ugo.
Yes.
Okay, so let me share the observation, then I'll ask you the question. I find it very interesting. My most memorable piece of the feature was just 30 minutes before your friend was telling you a joke, and the words in which he used you didn't find funny, but you found yourself in a life and death situation, and that's what you remembered. It was what he told you caused you to tell your name, caused you to say who your father was. And so when you came inside the door and you closed the door, I felt like you wanted to say to him, thank you for saving my life. That's my observation. The question I want to ask you is, do you walk on the streets today wearing a hoodie?
That's a great question.
I know I do, because I don't care. It's very sad that a fashion accessory would actually stereotype us because of what we've been led to believe on TV and MTV and videos and going forth. But the fact is that I will put a hoodie on my head and I will put my hands in my pocket, which I've been taught, which a lot of black men have been taught not to. Take your hands out of your pocket, show your license, look them in the eyes, whatever to, because the fact is that I deserve the privilege of living like anyone else. I'm sorry. So whether a white man or an Asian man or anyone else does that, I don't care. I mean, I can't speak for Ugo, so I'll pass it to him in a second. But to me, it's sort of like, I think the point was that for me, it was like when I was writing it, I was thinking more so mistaken identity. I was thinking wrong place, wrong time. I believe that that's a black, white, plaid, orange, whatever thing. I think that with, in the case of this character, he just was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And so that being said, so I don't know, what do you think of that?
I mean, for me, I still do wear a hoodie. I mean, it's cold in Canada, so you gotta keep your areas warm. So I definitely wear a hoodie whenever I get the chance to. But I find myself more so nowadays. I don't think much about that anymore. I find like people are just gonna think how they feel about you, regardless if you have the hoodie on and if you have it off. It's just more so just being confident in like who you are and seeing it from your perspective more so than from theirs. You know? So that's how I kind of think about it most times.
Your acting in the role was so compelling. I felt as if it was a lived experience.
Yeah.
So I salute you. You brought that to me, and I thank you for that.
And I'm gonna say, we salute you over there. Your film was powerful. It was great. It was well written, well directed, well
The
acted.
walking scene.
And
captured
as a
that
black woman,
pulse.
I really felt a lot. So I wish we could talk forever about this film,
Mhm.
but we have a next film coming up very soon. But I want everybody here to give them a warm